Welcome to the last edition of Raise High at GW here in Foggy Bottom. It's been a tremendous year. We have 21 wins. We have a new women's basketball coach. We have a semi-new athletic director, Michael Libbets, who's been doing a fantastic job. The energy's all great. And things are kind of moving towards the postseason in Vegas at the Crown. We're going to talk about that, and Coach is going to explain what that tournament is. But really quickly, we lost a really good friend in this program in John Feinstein.
Yeah, John was a great friend of mine. He's part of the GW family. His mom taught at GW. He was so close to Coach Auerbach. Wrote a book about him. It's a great book. I went with him to the Chinese restaurant lunch. As soon as I got the job, we went to Bethesda. Tuesdays, that lunch is still going on. I plan on going again in his honor. He let me pay, which was nice. He said Red wouldn't let anybody pay, but
John would.
John was a great guy. We all grew up reading his books about college basketball. He's probably the best storyteller in the history of college basketball. My memory of him, we beat UConn to go to the Final Four when I was at George Mason, and we're on the court celebrating, and I look over and I just look at him and say, biggest upset ever? And he kind of thinks, yeah. He says yes. And that's what he was. In our sport, he was like a sage. You went to him. He had an opinion one way or the other. But that's you went to him for that and asked him his opinion on those things, and it's just really sad. He came to a bunch of our games my first couple of years.
Personally, he was very happy you got this.
Yeah, and I just really sad, and I'll be thinking a lot about him when I go to eat Chinese food, right. and sometimes I go somewhere and say, John, where's the best Chinese restaurant here? And he would know, so I'll be thinking about him a lot.
John Feinstein did so much for the DMV, but loved GW basketball. GW basketball is on a roll. We had some tremendous transfers. We had a guy redshirt, Christian Jones, who came out of nowhere to me to be one of the most unknown players in the country. Castro's great. And Trey Otfu, who's coming on, has had a great year. Now we're going to Vegas. Get to play Boise State, who's in the same league as Colorado State, New Mexico, et cetera. Tell us about the Crown.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, it's first of its kind event. Fox Sports is putting it on. Games are on national television, both Fox Sports 1 and then Fox. In Las Vegas, and 16 teams. You get teams from the Big East, you get teams from the Big 12, the Big 10. We play a Boise team that's one of the first 4 teams out. It's been in the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row prior, so really good litmus test for our program to see where we are, where we stack up. And I think a natural progression for us, we get to 20 wins in the regular season, we win a game in the conference tournament, all things that haven't really been done here in the last 10 years. And now to play in a postseason event like this, at this high profile, is a great progression as we move towards being back to the top of the A10. So I'm excited about where we're at. I think the guys are excited to go to Vegas. And what's been fun is you take a week off. We all need it at that point of the season, right? Ankles, knees, tendonitis, all this stuff. We get back in the gym, and guys are flying around and having a lot of fun playing.
Yeah, it looks like the guys were having
So I think
fun.
we're all excited to be back, and a great step for us, great step for GW to kind of get in that field where you have some big brands, the Villanovas, the Georgetowns, the Butlers, the Cincinnatis, the Utahs, amongst others. So I feel great about the opportunity, and we're excited about it.
I like that you get to play some big teams. Let's put it out there. The bigger teams, Power Fives, don't really want to play the A10. You're in a weird place, the A10, because you're so good. VCU, George Mason, Loyola Chicago's going to the Final Four. You had teams in the NIT do really well. The Final Four of the NIT. Now you get to play all these big teams in Vegas. I kind of like that it's on a neutral court and they have to play you.
It becomes less frequent that you can get those people on a neutral site. So if you go out there, if we were to beat Boise, we would get the winner of Butler in Utah, right? And then the nice thing is if you win that next one, now there's actually revenue share or NIL involved in the event. And so you get to the semi, the guys are able to get some money. If you get to the final, it's at T-Mobile, the semi and the final are at T-Mobile, the arena downtown. So I just think a great stage for us and a great opportunity to be associated with some of the big basketball brands. And we're one of those brands. We've been like that in the past, and we're going to get there in the future here. And so to be associated with that, I think is a plus for us.
I'm going to talk to Coach G, the new women's coach, about John Carl Jones, the MVP of the WNBA. GW's had a lot of pros. GW's had a lot of success. 20 wins. Been only done 15 times in your over 100-year history, so congratulations.
Thanks.
But you can rack up some more wins here.
Yeah, this is not a destination for us. Like, this is the beginning of a journey that I think, you know, when I came here to build a sustainably good program for many, many years, you know, as I've said over and over, GW was really good for 30 years. We want to build a foundation where this thing is good for 30 years again, or 50 years.
In closing, you've done such a great job. We've talked a lot about different players. Trey Autry's coming to join us. But Ty Bevins, Jones, Nasser, these are your really young guys, and they get to play. Tell us a little bit about your really young guys, A and B, getting a chance to play in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, used to be they all went to Vegas for AAU, but it's not as frequent. So we don't. The whole team hasn't been. So that'll be a fun experience. And I told them today, like, hey, you know, this is a big basketball epicenter, right? USA Basketball is stationed in Las Vegas. NBA Summer League is you know. So when you go out to play in Las Vegas as a basketball player, there should be a tremendous amount of excitement. I think if you can get your young players some postseason opportunity, it's only a bonus.
Things are right on track here. Moving up here at GW, the future's bright. And with that, we have Michael Lippitz, the athletic director, coming up next.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Welcome back to Raise High here at GW. We are lucky to have the 7-month-in athletic director, Michael Lippitz, who's doing a great job. We're going with basketball first. We have a few topics, but basketball, 20-win year. Now you're going to the Crown. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, really happy for our guys. They worked really hard this year. Credit to Coach Caputo and his staff. It's good to be back in the postseason, first time in 9 years, and in this inaugural Crown event. So going to Vegas is exciting. National TV with Fox support behind this event, and with a new twist, there's an NIL purse tied to this, right? So it's very much of the time, current college basketball landscape, and we're excited to be part of it.
You were at NC State. You were at Maryland. The big boys are going to this. The Power Fives are going, and that's a great opportunity. Even though the Atlantic 10 is the 6th-rated conference, that's a chance to play the big teams. Tell us that.
Yeah, it was one of the things that was attractive, right? The NIT is a great event. We've participated in it, right? That was our last great postseason, winning the NIT. So we have a lot of respect for the NIT, but the Crown is something special. You can see by the schools that accepted the invitations, it's a great chance to get power teams on a neutral court. So I know our guys, they're out there practicing as we speak, as we film. They're excited to get out there and show what they can do against big schools.
We have a 20-win season. Coach Caputo and the fan base is excited. We have a new excitement. Ghani is here, Coach G from Colgate. Can you give us a little introduction?
Yeah. Coach G, Ghani out of Dunton. Just really excited to bring her on board and bring her home to Foggy Bottom. She was an assistant, of course, previously, but if you look at the job that she did at Colgate, just really, really impressive in terms of the turnaround. They hadn't had a lot of success before her tenure, and back-to-back 20-win seasons and program record 23 wins for Colgate this past season. She really knows how to build a program. She knows how to recruit. She's got a ton of energy, and all the way back to when she was a player, coming out of high school in Georgia, Gatorade State Player of the Year, goes to Florida State, is a All-ACC performer on the court, academic All-ACC off the court. And I haven't done the math on this, but I'm pretty sure she's got to be the only head coach in women's basketball that has her doctorate in nursing on the sidelines. So it fits us in a lot of ways, but really excited for her to bring GW women's basketball back to where this program has always been, which is right at the top of the A10 and to be relevant nationally.
GW is fantastic because you can play basketball, tremendous degree. I asked her about that. I thought she had a master's. She quickly corrected me that she had a doctorate. I said, unbelievable. There's a fan base that's been really strong here for women's basketball. We can go Joe McCune, we can go John Quill Jones, we can go to Success, Lisa Samaniano, all the different players here. The fan base, the women's fan base, you can get this program up quick to the Richmond, George Mason, et cetera. You can get this women's program because it has a strong past.
Yeah, and part of it is, as we went through the search process, coaches around the country really gravitated. They know the history, but what they're really excited about is the investment that we're making now in women's basketball. We're doing it with men's basketball, doing it with women's basketball. I've been pretty consistent since getting to Foggy Bottom that we're going to lead with basketball, and this is part of it. Credit to President Granberg, our board of trustees, for sharing that vision of leading with basketball, and it resulted in our ability to land Coach G to lead our program forward.
Take us kind of back and then forward. 7 months, that's not a short time, but that's not a long time either. It's a whirlwind. You're moving, you got your family back here because, you played tennis at Maryland, law degree from Villanova, back here in the political hotspot, one of the great universities in the whole country. but you have to fix some stuff. Nobody's perfect. So tell us like what you've learned and where you're going.
Yeah, 7 months in, we're still in the thick of the year here. We've, aside from basketball, right, we've celebrated a few championships. Gymnastics just won the Eagle Championship. Men's and women's swimming continue their domination of the A10 with their 4th and 5th consecutive titles, respectively. Really, really proud of them. But for me, it's been great to really get to know not just our staff and some of our faculty and staff around campus, but our entire fan base, right? To really get to know our season ticket holders, our supporters, and I look forward to doing more of that because we've got a lot of work to do. To your point, I mean, to elevate the entire program and to get basketball where we all know that it can be takes the entire village of GW.
Sure.
And so, really looking forward to continuing to fundraise and drive support for our programs to benefit our student athletes.
The student athletes are the most important because they're your voice out there in the public. They're leading the front door. And as you said with basketball, because the NCAA tournament, we've all seen the excitement March Madness both men and women create. But you're the leader of that group. And I think you're doing a fantastic job. Please run into Michael Lippitz and say hello. You can talk anything from basketball to tennis to NC State to Maryland to Villanova to Chicago. He's been everywhere. But I know you're really happy to be back here.
Yeah, excited to be home. It's a great place to be, and no time like the present for GW. We continue to raise high. Looking forward to next year already.
Next up, we have Trey Autry coming with us.
Gas prices got you fuming? No need to get heated. Save time and money with Metro. Ride, save, explore. Metro.
Welcome back to Raise High here at GW. Unbelievable postseason show. We're going to the crown in the men's basketball tournament. We have a new women's coach, but one of my favorite players to watch, Trey Autry, and I mean that, sophomore here. You've started, you came off the bench, you went back to starting. You had one of the best sophomore campaigns in the A10. Congratulations.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Working on your game.
Always.
I like that. Father was a great player for Syracuse, now the head coach. So you've grown up around this. Do you have a different perspective in the locker room, like trying to tell the guys, hey, I've been around where my dad's lost a big one or won a big one? Like, in other words, being a coach's son is different.
Yeah.
Tell us what that's like.
No, it's definitely a different, approach. I feel like sometimes maybe the guys think I'm being too much like a coach or, trying to, joke around with them. But definitely have a, different experience. Just, obviously, like you said, being around the game for all I can remember, seeing different situations, seeing good seasons, bad seasons, good teams, bad teams, great teams. It just gives me a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that, I try to relay to all my teammates, so we can, have as much success as we can. But yeah, I definitely have a different look and different lens, when it comes to a lot of the different stuff in basketball.
See, I like that. The lens part is huge because I have a lens that says that you and Christian Jones were the most improved backcourt in the country. Christian was a redshirt. You're only 20 years old, and that's rare these days, for a sophomore. He'd be a junior. You have some situations where you and Christian Jones, who are they? You were dominating games in the 6th-ranked conference. You play off each other. You both can handle the ball. Tell us a little about watching him get that good. Neither one of you were starting at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Until I talked to Coach Caputo about that. I'm just kidding. Coach Caputo tells me how you guys improved in practice, and he tells us, Chris Caputo says this, your attitudes never changed. If anything, they got better when you first started off the bench. Now you come rolling in together. Give us a little like what the season was like in playing with Christian.
No, it was amazing. Just being able to play with someone who was around last year. Every single day, but to the outside world, people didn't really see him. He redshirted. I think probably down the line is one of the better things for him. Just being around us, being able to experience. That definitely played a big part into his great season, to me and my eyes, what I thought was a, rookie of the year season. It's just been amazing to, share not only coming off the bench with him and, we going to the table together, just come on, yo, bro, let's do this. But then being able to, start with him, see his success in the games like Dayton, see his success in games like, ODU where, he's a freshman, but he's out there getting 18, 20 points. It just, it hits home when it's people that you care about, people that you love. There's a lot of different people in different situations, especially, on our team, coming off the bench, still having, I think we had 7 people get 20. So, it's just great to be able to share, the court with people who work hard. And it's nice to, kind of have a feeling to where, it's not easy. You got to work for it. And that's where I think that mentality and that, attitude comes to a part in it. But it was definitely really fun.
That's the maturity of being a coach's son. You have to work for it. And you have worked for it. 21 wins, you won a game in the A10 tournament. You want to play in the Crown. A lot of Power Fives in there. You excited about the Crown?
Yes, sir. I'm very excited. I'm just excited to be able to, play a great opponent in Boise State, top 50 team. They were kind of right outside the NCAA tournament. I'm sure they believe that they should have been in it.
They've gone 3 of the last 4 years.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people, they know their history, how good they are. So it's exciting to be able to play that. And then, if we win a good one, play another high major team.
This is what you want in the postseason. And you have an interesting team because there's a lot of young guys. But then you have like a transfer like Castro. His team, Providence used him, but differently. Why did he get so good? Why was he one of the surprise big men in the country? What did you see? Because you saw him from the beginning when he got here.
I think what I saw, I think he just kind of let the game come to him. In the beginning, he wasn't out there getting 20 and 10 every game. He was being helpful for us, but, he wasn't, doing that, the things that everybody saw that was so spectacular, towards the end of the year. So I just think that with him, I think no question, the talent was always there. Doesn't matter, the opportunity, staying down, staying focused. I think that happened with a lot of our guys, just having that good mentality, that work hard mentality, and then, the cream rises to the crop.
You do this, you rebound, you play defense, you can dunk. You're not just a three-point shooter. I thought maybe you were like a sit-in-the-corner shooter guy. What's next as we close this segment? You have a new women's coach. We're going to introduce her and your AD. You're part of this community, and I know that's important, but what do you individually think you're going to work on? Like, are you going to go left? Like, you got better from last year to this year, so that worked. What are you going to do this summer?
Yeah, just continue to, sharpen the things that I'm already really good at. Instead of being really good, try to become excellent. And then, handling the ball, just being able to, be a release, be an outlet. Some games we were getting pressured and, maybe might only have 1 or 2 still great point guards, but only 1 or 2 people bringing it up. So just continue to work on the things that, I need to work on to, fill out my game completely, but also just get better at the stuff that I know I can continue to get better at and I'm great at.
From watching, I can see how you get better. You have great enthusiasm, always a great attitude, popular around campus. You've had a fantastic year, and I just love your energy, and I think you had a lot to do with this team winning 21 games, so congratulations.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
We'll be right back here at Raise High at GW.
Raise high, revolutionaries. This is our calling. For more than 200 years, in the heart of the nation's capital, the George Washington University has produced leaders on the global stage. At GW, we are advancing knowledge, serving society, and making an impact. We shape the future. We make history. So rev up, expand your world, ignite your passion, strive for success. Together, we raise high.
Welcome to Raise High at GW. Gania Adedunton, the new basketball coach for the women's program, who played at Florida State, who was an assistant here at GW. And you rebuilt Colgate from the ashes.
Ooh.
So good from you. That's not easy to do. Welcome back to
Thank
Foggy
you.
Bottom, a great women's program. Tell us about how excited you are to be here and your coaching journey quickly.
Yeah, very, very excited to be here. I'm still pinching myself. This is truly a blessing to be back at GW, to be back in one of my favorite cities, a school that is near and dear to my heart. Just fired up to get going. Really, really excited about the work that it's going to take to build us back to a championship level. Couldn't be more pumped and just super internally motivated to get it where it needs to be.
Let's take a look at Coach G's first day here on the job.
My name is Ganiat Adedunton. I go by Coach G. Most recently, the head coach at Colgate University. Spent some time at George Washington. Previously, as an assistant coach, I've had other stops at Northeastern as an assistant. Also coached Division III at Wheelock College. Started this whole coaching journey in high school, or coaching high school. I got an opportunity to also do some travel ball AU at that point too, while working as a nurse and a nurse practitioner. Played college basketball at Florida State, go Noles, and just really have always had a heart and a passion for teaching, a heart and passion for coaching, heart and passion for just helping people. So couldn't be more excited to be here as the next women's basketball head coach. What you can expect from our team is that we're going to be hard-nosed, tough, gritty, just passionate about what we do, and we're going to be playing for each other. You'll see us, our identity will be starting on defense. We're going to defend. We're going to hunt great, meaning we're going to hunt great shots, and we're going to make champion plays, meaning we're going to do everything and that's in our control with all the hustle, all the intangibles to put ourselves in a great position to win games. I've lived in different places at this point, visited a lot of different cities, and this is by far my favorite. There's just a vibe and a sense when you're walking the streets of Washington, D.C. that I just love and I just enjoy. So being back here is truly amazing. This place is awesome. From the diversity, from the restaurants, from the things to do. Anything you want to do, you could do it right here. So that's pretty cool and special. I will say this, I'm a homebody, which doesn't matter, but when I want to do something, I'm going to be able to do it. So I know there's going to be those opportunities available to me. In my free time, I love to just be on the couch and watch TV shows. My favorite TV show is Grey's Anatomy. I've been a loyal fan for decades at this point. I love trying different restaurants, eating, and I really enjoy just working out, burning some calories. Yes, I am a doctoral prepared nurse practitioner. I studied nursing undergrad at Florida State. Really grateful to have been able to choose a major like that because it's pretty intense as a college student, and then you're adding basketball to that. But did that undergrad, got my bachelor's in nursing, went on and got my master's to be a family nurse practitioner. I worked as a registered nurse first in the operating room, so I did that for a few years. Once I finished my master's, I got my doctorate. I worked as a nurse practitioner in a couple of different realms. So I was a adolescent health. I did a stint there. I did a stint in infectious disease. I did a stint in pain management. So altogether, I worked about 7 years as a nurse and a nurse practitioner. Really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was, medicine was something that I grew up under. My father at this point is a retired surgeon, vascular surgeon specifically. So growing up, I always just spent time in the hospital doing rounds with him. He would go do rounds. I would just sit in the, patient area or in the waiting area, just waiting on him to come back. So I was exposed to it. I would see how hard he would work to study and prepare for his surgeries. I would see the many days where he would never be around. So while I knew that medicine was something I wanted to do, I knew I didn't want to be a doctor because I wanted to be able to be involved in other areas and other aspects of my life that I was passionate about. But I have learned so much, and I do feel like the best part of who I am as a nurse practitioner because of all my training and what I believe in, what I'm passionate about, and that's advocating for people, that's preventative health, that's really treating and pouring into people holistically. That is truly just specifically from my nursing background. So I take all those things into how I lead and how I coach.
Coach G, before we finish the show, message for the fans, message for the DMV basketball rich community. What do you got?
Yeah, we got a lot of ballers in this area. We'd love for you to come to the Smith Center to watch us play. We're going to have a great product in the front, an exciting brand of basketball. Looking forward to seeing you.
I'm all from the heart. Coach G brings it. The energy's already contagious. Thanks for a great year here at Foggy Bottom. Michael Lippitz, Chris Caputo, everybody, Brian and Josh who produced this show. And to all the people that watch, things are just getting ready to roll here down at Foggy Bottom. Keep it coming.
The Atlantic 10 by the numbers. 15 universities, 23 sports. A 91% graduation rate honoring the academic achievement of more than 4,500 student athletes. One conference united by diversity, powered by commitment. The A10 is building countless champions in athletics and preparing scholars for life. Great people, great places, extraordinary opportunities, too numerous to count. This is the A10.
Make your trip monumental. Sightsee through DC without overspending on gas and ride shares. Experience DC the local way. Ride, save, explore. Metro.